We're divorced. I have one wife, and it's funny, but it's not funny. Robyn's coming over. She told me she was going to drop off something and say goodbye to Mary. And I know she's not well about this.
TLC really thought we were all dying to watch the train wreck that is the Baldwins, huh? Spoiler alert. We're not. Seriously, can we just get the second half of Sister Wives season 19 already? I'd rather sit through Kody and Robyn's awkward flirting than endure this absolute circus. It's more cringy than watching them give each other the most romantic side-eye. And her Spanish accent, it's like it's on a timer. It comes and goes as she pleases. Gotta love that. Honestly, the whole thing's a mess. She can't stand if anything isn't perfect. Case in point, she and Alec exchange anniversary gifts, and her idea of a heartfelt gift, which, by the way, feels a bit culturally appropriative, was clearly meant to make him cry. But surprise, surprise, Alec couldn't care less. She's also conveniently phasing out the whole Spanish thing. First, she claims she's raising her kids bilingual, which is great, but it doesn't really explain all the past drama. Oh wait, maybe if she just acts like it never happened, she can keep up the charade that she's only speaking Spanish for the kids' benefit. Nice try. And that car seat debacle? Hilarious. Watching her try to figure it out was like watching a toddler with a puzzle. The nannies are clearly doing all the heavy lifting when the cameras are off. And let's not forget the whole, we only have 2 nannies and no other staff thing. Yeah, okay. Who exactly is feeding the horses at the Hamptons estate 10 months a year? And how does the house always look perfectly prepped for their arrival? Must be magic. As for Alec, I'll pass. No amount of Father of the Year awards can erase the memory of him calling his 12-year-old daughter a rude, thoughtless little pig. What a charming guy. We've got so much to dive into today, so let's not waste any time. Let's jump straight into it. Hey everyone, what's up? It's Elena here, and welcome back to my channel Reality Nexus X. I spoke to God, and he said, "You love, I judge." Not a Kody fan at all, but I'll admit, there's one thing he said that I've borrowed and used as a perfect jab at my overly religious relatives. I'm the live and let live type. I've got LGBT plus friends covered in tattoos, piercings, the whole works. Meanwhile, my family's favorite hobby is throwing their unsolicited opinions around. So I drop that I love, he judges line all the time. It's my go-to defense. After all, not my job to judge anyone, right? Honestly, 100%. That's one quote Kody Brown should be proud of. Now, I'm aware this might be an unpopular opinion, but when Kody said that, it honestly felt like he was making it all about him instead of Leon. He could have just told Leon, "I love you and I support you," without dragging in some supposed conversation with God for the cameras. You know, just a thought. Maybe I'm too cynical at this point, but I just can't give Kody the benefit of the doubt anymore. Look, I did the positive sentiment behind it. As a queer person, some days, I'd prefer this over straight-up hatred. But every time I hear it, it makes my skin crawl. The phrase, "I love, he judges," is a walking contradiction. By saying God judges, you're still making a judgment call on what should be judged. You're deciding what's other, what's wrong, and then pulling this clever little trick to act like you're not responsible for it. You get to toss all your judgments onto God, creating a nice, neat little buffer for your rejection. You put up a veneer of acceptance while making damn sure the message of rejection is loud and clear. Kody's clothes. Ah, yes, the never-ending saga. I'm currently watching through for the first time, right in the middle of season 13, and lo and behold, he's at it again. The grand opening for the B&B is coming up, and naturally, Kody's deep in a dramatic rant about how he can't ever find the clothes he needs. Honestly, this man could rant about his wardrobe every single season, and I believe it. You'd think, with all the space he has, especially in Vegas, where Mary is living in a 5-bedroom house by herself, that Kody could at least splurge on a centralized closet or, I don't know, an entire room just for his clothes. But no, he's too busy making excuses about why he can't ever find anything. If there was ever a time for him to be a little selfish in a reasonable way, this would be it. But of course, creating a man cave in Mary's house would require him to actually spend time with her. And we all know that's not something Kody's willing to do unless there's an audience. But let's get back to the rants. He'll never find his clothes, poor guy. Why? Because he has 4 wives, 4 houses, and 4 closets. What a tragedy, right? He loves to mention how people look at him and think, hey, there's that surfer dude. And then he drops the bomb, I have 4 wives, and they respond, 4 wives. Dude, you're the man. Kody, buddy, they're not looking at you thinking you're some cool surfer dude. They're looking at you like you're a walking, talking disaster. You're really not fooling anyone with that line. And let's be honest, this whole 4 wives thing, it's his way of subtly bragging about his manhood without actually saying it. We all know what he's doing here. Dropping that I have 4 wives line is his way of flexing his ego and boasting about his, let's say, accomplishments. I mean, come on. We all get it, Kody. You've got 4 wives, and we're supposed to think that's impressive. Spoiler alert, it's not. But sure, you keep doing you, buddy. So Janelle doesn't care what God thinks, huh? In season 19, episode 20, Christine and Janelle are driving to North Carolina when Christine asks if Janelle had talked to God about her decision to get a release. And Janelle's response? No, because I don't care what he thinks. Wow, bold move, Janelle. Honestly, that made me wonder just how religious she really is. I mean, a truly devout person would probably want to hear what God has to say about the situation, right? It's kind of funny because Christine and Mary both claimed they prayed endlessly about their marriages with Kody. So why wouldn't Janelle, who was all about, my faith tells me I need to live polygamy, do the same? Now, don't get me wrong, I'm a fan of Janelle. I've got nothing against her, but I just don't get where she's coming from at this point. Now let's have a little reality check here. I like Janelle, seriously, I like all the OG3 equally. But how many of you share my suspicion that Janelle's main reason for joining the AUB and embracing polygamy was because, let's face it, she was really into Kody back in the day. I'm not saying they weren't hot for each other, but come on, there was some serious attraction there. Honestly, I think Janelle was a bit of a cafeteria-style polygamist. She picked what she liked and conveniently ignored the rest. No deep faith involved, just whatever worked for her at the time, kind of like Kody. She was attracted to him, she wanted the kids, but the whole motherhood part, meh, not so much. Enter sister wives to pick up the slack. Kody was basically doing the same thing, just without the commitment. Then, of course, Robyn enters the picture, and that's where the real love story began. Kody couldn't get rid of Mary and Christine fast enough. He was over them, but with Janelle, it was different. He wanted to keep her around. They think alike, they get each other, and, let's be real, she was his break from Robyn. But with the tragedy of their lost child and the whole money mess, it's clear that things are beyond repair. The dream is over for those two. I was rewatching season 18 of Sister Wives, and let me tell you, Robyn's true colors finally came out in all their glory. That's when her manipulative side really started showing. She couldn't keep her story straight, kept lying, and got downright angry. Honestly, her true bitchiness was on full display. Take the kids' text thread, for example. The version she told on the couch was a completely different story. Suddenly, both she and Kody were claiming they didn't feel safe. But then, out of nowhere, she says the reason they didn't want the kids together was because they were worried a fight would break out. Yeah, that makes total sense. Then there was her whole meltdown about the gifts. She acted like there was this massive pile of presents, but the reality, it was all Kody's doing. There's no way Kody was buying gifts for her kids without her approval. If she really wanted everyone together, why didn't she bother to send something for Savannah? Instead, she ranted about how everything was cheap and just didn't measure up. Her lying to Mary was another level of ridiculous. She straight up told Mary she didn't understand how things had gotten so bad, then lied right to her face about why she wasn't invited when Isabel, Truly, and my Kelty came. Oh, it wasn't my decision, please. We all know she had been ghosting Mary for months. It's so obvious. Her entitlement, lies, and anger were just too much to ignore. And then, in season 19, we're supposed to feel bad for her? The victim Robyn, the shy one who only wanted everyone to get along, but who, of course, did absolutely nothing wrong. What a joke. Honestly, I need a sign for my window that says, "Ignore the yelling, I'm just watching Sister Wives," because I swear, every time Robyn speaks, I'm screaming at the screen. And the way she holds court with Kody, Mary, Janelle, and Christine about the Christmas rules. She knows exactly what she's doing. She says whatever she wants, and no one dares to challenge her. You could see how hard it was for Janelle not to defend her kids, knowing Kody wouldn't have backed her up. Then, right after Christine leaves, Janelle shuts Robyn down and steers the conversation back to Kody. Robyn, of course, loses it because now there's no one to feel powerful over, except for Kody and her kids. It's almost painful to watch. Let's take a trip down memory lane and count the contradictions, shall we? In Season 4, Episode 2, Kody's story is that he met Robyn at a dance, and the instant she laid eyes on him, she was hit by a lightning bolt of love. But wait, hold on, because a few seconds later in a talking head interview, Kody switches gears, saying it was actually Mary who pushed him to dance with Robyn. And what was his hesitation? Oh, just the minor fact that she was divorced with kids. But wait, Season 19 rolls around, and Kody suddenly claims he saw Robyn at church and BM. The lightning bolt struck him the second he laid eyes on her. So which one is it, Kody? Did you not like her at first, or were you both struck by love lightning from the get-go? I mean, this is just one of the many contradictions. But hey, let's keep score. People, how many more are there? My 2 cents, the whole vibe between the adults shifted after the seasons where they all sat on the couch together. I mean, come on, who wouldn't be thrilled to find out what people really say about you when you're not around? It's so much easier to run your mouth about someone when they can't defend themselves. No surprise that a ton of hard feelings popped up fast after that. And sure, the blatant favoritism didn't help. But let's be real, the group discussions felt more like a team project than an actual conversation. At least when they were all together, it was more of a chance to air things out. Watching it all unfold later, though, with each person talking smack about the others, just made it all worse. It's not only hurtful, but it also doesn't give anyone a chance to clear up misconceptions or fight back against stuff that's just plain wrong. And yeah, polygamy? Not exactly a picnic. Throw in money, fame, and public judgment, and it's basically a recipe for disaster. Reality shows have a stellar track record when it comes to wrecking marriages, so we're wondering if Kody adopted the kids just for the paycheck. Classic move, right? But no, the kids don't get a paycheck. The only ones cashing in are the 5 main cast members, so no, Kody didn't do it for that. Now, did they dangle some cash in front of Patrick to get him to sign on? Wouldn't be the first time someone used money as leverage. But here's the kicker. If their dad had stepped in and said no, they probably wouldn't have even been on the show. Without his permission, Robyn would have just moved on to a new project. And you know what really grinds my gears? When the dad had the audacity to say the wives pay for their own households, while he handles the kids' cars and insurance. Excuse me, but those kids earned their cars from the show. They didn't just get handed them. Such a mess. Kody's preferences. Do we really believe Kody preferred larger women, seeing as he was like a giddy teenager with his diesel jeans model? What did the OG3 even feel about this when he said one thing and started courting the polar opposite? I think Kody loves curves in the bedroom. However, his ego loves the idea of showing men he can get a hot, thin model. And then Robyn says, yeah, Kody likes larger women, like shut-up fat mouth with square chin and large neck. I think his preference is curvy, not large, but honestly, he is attracted first and foremost to attention. Mary was not curvy when they met and married, but she was obsessed with him, so he pursued her. Janelle was curvy, and I think his attraction to her was physical. Christine was big, but Kody wanted her for a status upgrade in the church, and she wasn't shy about worshiping him. Robyn was the wild card brunette, skinny, not pure, plenty of baggage, but his savior complex is what attracted him to her, along with her constant love-bombing about what a great family he had. Kody wanted Robyn because she was highly sought after in the AUB at the time. She was the it girl. That was status for Kody. He has a fragile ego. Winning the heart of Robyn was a coup to him. It made him the envy, in his mind, of people like Nathan. I'm sure all this harks back to Win Brown, who probably made fun of pretty boy Kody. I think having a fourth wife was to show his father that Kody was better than his dad. Look, Dad, I have more money, more wives. Take that. I also think Robyn bears a strong resemblance to Janelle, Kody's mother. Same large face and curly hair. Kody's preferences are, well, a bit questionable. Do we really believe he's into larger women, especially when he's practically gushing like a teenager over his diesel jeans model? Please. And what about the OG3? How do you think they felt when Kody publicly stated one thing and then started pursuing the complete opposite? Let's be real, Kody likes curves in the bedroom. But his ego? His ego is all about showing off to other men that he can land a hot, skinny model. And then Robyn, bless her heart, chimes in with her, yeah, Kody likes larger women. Girl, please. The only thing large about you is your mouth, your square chin, and your thick neck. Honestly, Kody's real preference seems to be curvy, not larger. But let's not fool ourselves. He's attracted to attention first and foremost. Remember when he married Mary? She wasn't curvy at all, but she was practically obsessed with him, so naturally he went for it. Janelle was curvy, and I genuinely think Kody's attraction to her was physical. Christine? Well, she was bigger, but Kody was more interested in the status boost he'd get from marrying her in the church. And of course, she was more than happy to worship him. And then there's Robyn. She's the wild card. Brunette, skinny, not exactly pure, with plenty of baggage, but Kody's savior complex was all over that. Add in the endless love-bombing from Robyn about what a great family he had, and it was a match made in narcissist heaven. Let's not forget why Kody really went for Robyn. She was highly sought after in the AUB at the time. She was the it girl, and for Kody, that meant status. His fragile ego saw winning Robyn's heart as a major coup. It was his way of one-upping people like Nathan in his mind. Honestly, it probably goes back to his dad, Win Brown, who probably made fun of Kody for being a pretty boy. Getting a fourth wife, a big middle finger to his dad, saying, look, I've got more money, more wives, take that. And speaking of Robyn, have you noticed the resemblance to Kody's mom, Janelle? Same large face, same curly hair, just a thought. Another one of Robyn's tall tales? Shocking, I know. I'm well aware she lies to keep up her victim narrative. But here's the thing that really gets me wondering. Anyone here who's done a home water birth, especially the kind where you rent a tub, care to share the details? I ask because Robyn swears up and down that she had a water birth with Aurora in a warm kiddie pool, right in her living room. Now, I recently rented a portable hot tub for a friend for a few days. It wasn't cheap, by the way, and I can't help but notice that back when Robyn had Aurora, these tubs weren't as easy to come by like they are now with a quick Amazon search. So, if anyone has rented one for a water birth, how much did it cost? I'm asking because, in one of her sob stories, she claimed she couldn't afford cribs for her kids. Really? Because the money I just spent renting a tub could have easily bought a crib. So if she had money for the tub, why not spend it on a crib instead? Maybe I'm just overthinking it, but I don't think she ever thinks like that. Also, just curious, did anyone who rented a tub think it was a great experience? I know this is a bit of a tangent, but honestly, I don't think Robyn didn't have a crib because of money. I think she just didn't want one. We've seen how she treats Solomon and Ariella. As a midwife with a birth tub for rent, I can tell you that for my clients, it's included in the cost of care. For anyone else renting tubs, yes, we clean the heck out of them between clients. For anyone out there thinking gross, and there's always a thick plastic liner used. In terms of cost, you're looking at anywhere from $75, $100 for a rental, maybe a bit more, but no more than $300. Honestly, if you're paying $300, you may as well just buy one. It's really not that expensive. And you know what? Maybe Robyn's crib excuse is just that, an excuse. A lot of people who do home births don't use cribs. We tend to co-sleep, and we get flack for it. But really, I think she just lied. Surprise, surprise, she lied because that's what she does best. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video. Take care and much love to you all.